You're now familiar with Python and building code that runs in the console. In this series of videos, you're going to learn how to use Python for the web. I'm really looking forward to guiding you through using a Python web framework called Flask. Hello, my name is Tim Nelson, and I am a software developer and tutor at Code Institute. First, let's just talk about what a framework is and how it differs from a regular installable package. One way we can explain this is that when you install a package, it plugs into the code that you've already written. You can use as much or as little of that package's functionality as you need. A framework, however, inverts that control. In a framework, most of the code is already written, and you have to plug your code into it. We can use, as an example, building a prefabricated timber-framed house. You order the package pre-constructed and build the framework. It provides the basic structure, but you can still customize it within reason. This allows us to put up a building very quickly with minimal work. Web frameworks are similar. They are designed to do much of the heavy lifting for us. They provide the framework, the structure, and allow us to create powerful web applications quickly, but still customized to our individual needs. The Flask framework, which we're going to look at in our next few videos, is a web-based framework using Python that actually began life as an April Fool's joke back in 2010. Since then, it's become one of the most popular and widely supported frameworks within the Python community. Flask is what's known as a micro framework. It allows us to get up and running building websites with minimal Python code. We often say that with micro frameworks, however, that batteries aren't included, which means that we don't get a lot of features out of the box like we would with a larger framework such as Django, for instance. Flask doesn't come with a default database engine, but the appeal of it is its simplicity. There are also many extensions that we could install that provide the functionality of the larger frameworks. We're going to use Flask throughout this lesson to run a Python server-side project. We will serve HTML files from our server, and we'll use the Jinja templating language to write logic inside of our HTML templates, which allows us to use Python for loops, if statements, and also inheritance. We'll also learn how to submit forms, which will allow us to take data from the client and display it on the server. The learning outcomes for this lesson include creating and running a Flask application, serving HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files from the backend, how to make our code reusable by using template logic, how to post data from HTML forms, and how to deploy our project using a platform called Heroku so that it serves externally for all the world to see. Now it's time to dive in and write our first simple Flask application.